Welcome back to round one of SRL TV, and a very exciting matchup in store for this one. The Penrith Panthers, with some new fresh faces in their side, taking on a team that had gone from 20-0 to recently having been 20-4, the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. They have been on a 4-game losing streak, including the Newcastle Nines, and, well, Dustin Richards with you. Ollie Partridge. A lot of things to look forward to in this one.
Yeah, 100%. We want to definitely see this Panthers side succeed in this opening match. The commissioner said it himself, this is a grudge match for the ages.
Yeah, of course, Kane Chapman, Kenny, former Sea Eagle, seemed like he was going to be there for life, but has ended up joining the Panthers to replace Brodie Kennedy, who left for Parramatta, and it's not as if Manly were without their other former Panthers either. They have Blair Curtin, who joined at the end of this season, and of course Hayden Mellert, who has been on the Panthers previously. There'll be Ash Crutcher, the 5/8 to get us underway for this one, and it is absolutely pouring down here at Pepper Stadium, and Chaz Dingo takes the first run of the former premiers. Of course, they had been back-to-back champions season 2 and 3, and of course they faltered in the finals after an undefeated year. Chaz Dingo had gone on the record and said that the wins were not as solid as they were beforehand, and so we can only hope that things improve from here as Brad Goodwin gets involved in the action early on, gets an offload out for Curtin, who breaks through a tackle, but KCK has come up into the line there and makes a tackle along with Ben Punch, another former Sea Eagle playing against his old club. Matthew Harris now taking his run, the captain, who's had to make a few changes, made some very good draft picks in my opinion, but they won't be shown on the field just yet. Milo Kerrigan and Jimmy Ralph both on the bench. Both of these teams only made 3 selections in the draft. Nate Pute, the number 3, is on the field and making his first SRL game as Will Kay kicks this one downfield and is taken there by Jacob Morrison, another new transfer in, just coming out of Canberra.
Great first set there by the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. They kick it into a corner, which you need to do with a gel kick, but also just eating up through the middle. Great first set.
They did really well there with those forwards, of course. I mean, they've been well known to have a solid forward pack. Brad Goodwin, Jesse Bennett, and Matthew Harris are the main concerns for any defense that lines up against them. Did see Nate Pute there take your first run out of dummy half and got some good meters that has eventually led to them getting into Panthers territory. Anthony Delaney there taking his run and ends up getting a penalty for his trouble.
I was also about to say, what a great first set by Penrith, but then an even better result as they get the penalty only 50 metres out.
Yeah, I believe it was Goodwin there that ended up holding down, and the kick goes out to the 30. Also, they do have the former Bronco that has moved in, Tyler Weston, filling another gap that Manly have lost. They do have a fair bit of turnover. They have, of course, lost the one half of the brothers of Ben and Daniel Punch. Ben, as we mentioned, playing in the 9 jerseys, so sure, we'll see some runs taken on there. Lachlan Martin plays it on tackle 2. Delaney will send it out for Tallis Riff, another acquisition out of South Sydney.
Left side of Manly now, getting a bit of a work. Could see a short side try here.
Yep, they don't end up going that way though. Instead, they go to Luke Malkus, who
and the kick on the right.
Sponsored them on the front. Dustin says kick to the right. Where do they go? Ash does that. He kicks towards Tyler Weston. Contest in the air, and Weston will grab it. Was nearly tackled in the air there, I think, by Riff. That ends up being a 7-tackle set for Manly after Weston was able to take that one and goal.
Yeah, look, probably the best decision there to kick, but just a bit far too deep.
Yeah, probably just wanted him to get over the top of that, but couldn't do so as Goodwin runs through another tackle. I believe that was Creed Alex Chapman. At least some love that was perhaps lost between them, or perhaps no love lost. I forget how the saying goes. Harris will play it on the second, and already Manly are eating up the meter to go to Ethan Goodwin. Not sure if him and Brad are related. We'll need to double check our SRL statisticians for that one, which is mostly me. Curtin taking a run for himself after it was played out to Ethan Goodwin to a Manly player. I believe it was Carl Lewis who was taking to dummy half, who has moved into the halves now that Curtin has decided to take full-time hooker duties. He said that was one of the appeals of coming to Manly, as that one is knocked down there by an offside player, but Kay ends up running through. He was onside, it seems, and Manly end up scoring the first try.
I'm not too sure about. I think we have to go to the video ref, but what a great try by Kay. We all know in the media that he was not happy, apparently, by going back to the 7 jersey.
Yeah, and perhaps that's what he was relying on there, is being the 7th jersey to kick that one, but ends up just sweeping up the goods, and I just come off his boot oddly. Either way, he'll take a 4-0 lead out of it, and very likely 6th to be able to convert his own try. I think it just seemed like Penrith's defense just wasn't ready for the kick to come in that way.
Look, they're eating up through the middle mainly, and that's where they need to defend Penrith. Try and get the big bodies in front of them. But look, Matthew Harris came out earlier in the week and said that we are not done. We are going to revitalise this team and get back to the winning ways. And early on, they're proving that.
Absolutely. I think we've seen Brad Goodwin flatten a couple of players already. I'm pretty sure Harris will love to join in on that occasion as well, as we get back underway here. 10th of the game gone, and Manly already with a 6-0 lead, looking to continue. Well, I guess restart their streak, of course. This is a team with the longest winning streak in the SRL, as we mentioned before, 20 games, facing a team with a losing streak continuing between seasons. There's another held in tackle penalty there.
See, I don't know why you would do that. You just considered points against yourself, and now you're going to give a penalty away. Not what they needed there. Discipline.
Yep, just needed to keep them out of the box there, as Daniel Punch takes an absolute walloping there from Lachlan Sinclair. That one will probably be felt of the morning, and clearly Penrith want to start locking out those post-contact meters. There's another great run there by Bennett. Try and prevent that. Yeah, so we were mentioning before, 20-game winning streak Manly had compared to the 11-game losing streak that Penrith have had throughout Season 3. Ended up continuing a little bit into Season 4, where they did show some improvements, ended up finishing 5th, just missing out of the finals on points differential. And now they have to try and make sure that they make finals for the very first time, and this might be the roster to do it. We'll have to see, though, if they can hold out against this club, as they did to run on the last with Goodwin over 20, end up handing it over. And I do like this decision, because it seems like Manly have been able to pin Penrith back well in their attack.
Yeah, look, the defense of Manly and the offense of Manly are both two of the greatest SRL in history. They've proven time and time again how dominant they can be in both fronts. But as you can see here, they're only going to be on the 2nd, and they're only just scratching over the 20th now.
Yeah, Lachlan Martin taking that run. They're wanting to lead by example as the captain. Delaney, they end up just not being able to find line breaks for this set. See if they elect to kick on this one. They do go to Crutcher, but he just opts to spread it there out to Nate Pugh, and a great lockdown set there for Manly. Only 22 meters gained. Send it all the way back for Crutcher to punt.
Crutcher, while a good kick in the lengthwise, placement-wise, I do not like it. Put it in the middle of the field where you have Chaz Dingo, one of the great kick return meter fullbacks, just run straight through your forward pack. Need to kick it into a corner next set.
Yeah, perhaps it was just because it was under pressure from the distance, as Weston makes a step there on Fisher. Yeah, Chaz Dingo was able to make a very solid run and nearly got through, if not for Kane Chapman-Kenny. Good one there, is met hard. Good tackle there, believed by Creed Alex Chapman there, to make sure nothing could get going. Daniel Punch, we'll see it to the last. Only a few meters out. Likely looking for a grubber option here. Lewis decides to go for the high ball instead. It's not going to find the in-goal area, and it ends up being Morrison, who's wrapped up. And Hayden Mellor tried to drag him from the sideline from about 15 meters away. I mean, as long as it's not moving forward, I suppose it's good enough there, as Kane Chapman-Kenny now breaking through, makes a man miss, is being chased down here though, closely followed, down to the 30, can Dingo get to him, ends up throwing a pass out for Fisher, Fisher almost to the line, but is brought down 9 out, a great run back by Josh Blackburn, Alex Chapman now out to Callum Irwin, another of the new faces at Penrith as they go short to Malchus, but Malchus is driven back by Harris. Two gold standard SRL players clashing just outside the line as Alex Chapman will try and work it forward, but is turned down just a meter short. Maybe even a little closer than that. Play quickly to Punch. Bounces off a man. Crutcher puts in a grubber. Taken in. Callum Owen. And that opens the scoring for Penrith this season. A beautiful grubber kick. And Callum Owen scores his 6th try, his first as a Panther.
Yeah, look, it all came down to the fullback there from Penrith. Got a great first run by him. And then look at this grubber by Ash Kutcher. Straight into space and boom. Hands it down. It could be 6-all here. We could be having a game on our hands. Momentum swinging from left to right.
Yeah, I mean, they do not have the automatic goal kicker, Mark Lee, who did end up missing a kick in that game against Parramatta, though it thankfully didn't come to matter too much. They have Ash Crutcher now to take over goal kicking duties. Perhaps it might be a look for Penrith to try and acquiesce the goal kicker, as Crutcher will put this one through. Makes it 6-all. There were questions about him in the minds, but I suppose drop kicking is a lot different than place kicking. And that one he struck true. And I do want to have to give him a bit of a stroke of luck there, because I thought once it bounced off the shoulder of Lachlan Sinclair, it might have just been ruled a knock on, but thankfully it did come backwards off of his shoulder. Crutcher still picked it up and was deft enough to put the grubber kick in. We often do see that halves aren't willing to put a kick in after a bit of a fumble, but thankfully there wasn't too much pressure on Crutcher, so he could get that kick away, and it ends up paying off for them.
I think it's just the confidence of Crutcher there too. He knows he can get there. He's got the edge support. He can do it. Great to see young talent having confidence in themselves. As Sinclair goes through the line off an offload.
Yep, just trying to set him through there, but they did end up having Dingo play up. He think he saw the line break coming perhaps. So he'll now retreat out to Chapman Kenny, but he's immediately set to ground. I do like to try and run those fullback plays, but of course, new fullback in the game. Well, can't really say it right now, but of course they do have that old fullback that they basically had for the duration. Now they do have to work with Kane Chapman Kenny, who likely has a good scouting of how many defense have been. Fisher on the last. I'll go to Alex Chapman to put the kick in. Might be a touch too deep here, but it's coffin cornered for Malachi Booth, who ends up stepping Pute. Tries to beat Chapman Kenny down the flank, but the joint SL MVP last season ends up being tackled just shy of a 30 by Chapman Kenny. Tackle 2 there. It's Kay who takes the run, brought down there by Martin. And they're going to spread it wide here for Lewis, intending to try and maybe get it out there to Goodwin, but didn't quite get there in time before the line closed in on him. Now Brad Goodwin out to Harris. Harris will be dragged down, but that'll be tackle 4 there. And now out for Kay and Mellett. A drag it just inside Penrith's 40. Probably not enough to put on a deep threat kick, but Kay will attempt it. End up just going back for it. Taken inside the 10 by Fisher. Has a lot of room though, and there goes Fisher. Trying to get by Dingo once more. I think I've seen this one. Is Dingo going to get him down? Pute's in support to Fisher's left, but he wasn't able to get the pass out in time. But it's still tackle 1. And early in the set, Penrith do have them back on their heels. Chapman Kenny nearly through. Ended up making, I think, Goodwin there fall over. Punch. I thought he passed it into Goodwin there, but no avail. Ends up just dragging him down, tackle 3. Looks like they're going to keep them rolling here. Irwin trying to get to the line. Does he get it down? Might have been upturned. We'll have a look.
He's got it here.
That's what the referee thinks, but no, it looks like he just got upturned there. Maybe he thought he got it down past the tackle of Chaz Dingo, but he is stopped. Thankfully, with the stoppage, does allow some substitutions. Yep, just needed to press on here. A little bit more. Martin ends up taking the run to take it to the last. Now the defense looking a little bit wayward there. Crutch's kick is very short. Ends up being taken by Dingo. I think it's been blown back in the wind there, but didn't mean that Chaz Dingo didn't get any kind of meterage with the contest, and it was brought down quickly by Ben Punch. Does look like they have made their subs here. Milo Kerrigan, absolutely madly rambunctious prop forward, on along with Lennox Prakash, who has taken up the bench prop spot. Of course, on the side of Penrith, it looks like they've brought on Koda Diabanoli Pache on for Malchus and Sinclair, as Harris will be brought down on the last. This has been a good defensive set here for Penrith after they're able to pin them back. Not let them get any early meters. Kay will kick again for the center corridor. A bit of a misjudged one, as Chapman Kenny will already have it inside Manly territory on tackle 1. Third time they've had a set start in opposing territory with that.
Yeah, the back three of Penrith in this game has been monstrous on the kick meter returns. Very dangerous. You got to think of where you're putting those kicks. As Chapman Kenny, he breaks a tackle. He's pushing up. He's just inside the 10.
Yep, he's just brought down again by Dingo. It was more, but it was slowed down there before the players actually got to him. Owen goes out to Alex Chapman. Alex Chapman trying to get to the line, but again is just very, very close and just short. Punch flows a floater of a ball. Crutcher was over the goal line for only a moment, but was driven back. And they look for him the kicking option. Punch will go to Alex Chapman. Alex Chapman puts the grubber kick in. Dive, collect, missed. Should have upgraded that one there. But ends up being Curtin who's tackled a Dingo. Oh, that's a risky ball. Kerrigan just got in front of it before it hit the post and might have spilled free on that occasion, but really nothing to worry about there. Goodness me, that was nearly a tragic comedy for both sides as Kerrigan breaking through now. It's going to be tackled there by Chapman Kenny, though, on tackle 4. 15 minutes remaining in this first half, and both teams even on the scoreboard, and really hard to say where the game can go from here. Penrith look like they've had the majority of the attacking opportunities, but still only tied for now. Harris will elect a kick. It's deep and it's for Morrison. Morrison will take the run himself. He makes a step. He's not going to get the same return that Fisher and KCK have, but at least on that occasion, he's getting up to the quarterway through the field as Crutcher. Oh, risky ball. It bounced off Curtin, and I think that'll be knock on Manly.
We'll have to see here.
Yep, knock on Manly. Did come off Curtin. He must have played at it, and so Penrith get a bit of a reprieve there on a risky ball there by Crutcher, and a new set of 6 for them.
Certainly get a free life out of that error from Manly.
Let's see if they can capitalise. Crutcher now. Go on.
They're targeting this right side of...
And they go for it, and they're through. Chapman Kenny put on the step, gets to the line, was nearly going to be cut down there, but ends up scoring. You mentioned that we're attacking that right edge. Well, Panthers right, Manly's left on the far side of the field, and Chapman Kenny just got through that line, and the fullback put himself in perfect position to run under the post and score.
Yeah, look, beautiful try. Chapman Kenny has been everywhere tonight. Kick mid returns, edge play. You can definitely see that Manly will miss him this season. But what is Manly's loss is Panthers' game, as they could go up 12-6 here before half-time with 30 minutes remaining.
Yeah, plenty of time for Manly to come back, of course, but Penrith have been strong thus far. As Crutcher with an easy conversion, no problem slotting that one. And up by 6.
Yeah, look, this game has just been momentum swing after momentum swing. It could be anyone's game. It could go down to the final 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely felt that this is going to be one of the most exciting seasons we've had in the SRL. Of course, if you caught our earlier game, you would know absolutely everything about that. No spoilers if you're just tuning to the premiere, or you're watching this one first before you're watching all the other ones. But, man, that was an exciting finish. Either way, get back underway, and Crutcher puts a little drop pass out for Diab. A bit more hockey style than it was rugby league style, but thankfully no error off the first tackle. Something that I'm sure Lachlan Martin would want cleaned up after the previous season. We're breaking through a tackle, bounces off a player on the offload, and Kerrigan swoops it up. Was just off him and recollected, so thankfully just tackle 1 for Penrith and not 0 tackle. Also not thankful for it because that could have been theirs had the ball spilled loose. Goodwin plays it out for Curtin. They try and spread it to the middle for Dingo. Dingo nearly through. Does beat Chapman Kenny. Anything you can do, I can do as well. And he scores under the post. There's the momentum swing you mentioned. And now it's 12-10.
Yeah, look, it's been, I think, with Milo Kerrigan coming off the bench here, it's been wonders for Manly through the middle. Manly has probably the best forward pack in the SRL. And it's proven it again with their intellect and their drafting Milo Kerrigan. Coming up with that play was a big momentum swing yet again.
Yeah, he's been a great impact player for them, and I'm sure that's what he wanted to be when he was drafted, is an impact player. As that conversion is easily through, and it's 12 apiece. Of course, Milo Kerrigan was that first round pick that they had, pick number 9, and has already paid dividends for them, producing that error and creating the try. Crutcher will get us underway once more. Tied game with about half an hour gone, and I'm sure Penrith fans, from what they've experienced in previous seasons, would be content with that. Perhaps not happy, but most certainly content, as Prakash will be the man to run it up. Ends up being tackled just shy of a 20 there.
Yeah, look, I think Lachlan Martin's on the edge of his seat He's going to want to be in this game, get the hands on the ball a lot more. He needs to take control here as the captain.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be worried about possession as Meliver breaks through a tackle, tries to beat Chapman King with the same step, but it's a second rower, not a fullback. Ends up being a lot different dynamic there, as with no fullback, if they can create another line break here, they can. It's Harris. Harris is going to get caught up, though, but he does get it away to Lewis. Lewis is going to be caught, though, there by Ben Punch, and the former Sea Eagle ends up cutting his replacement down. Punch out to Weston, though. Weston gets by Riff, and that's a Manly taking the lead once more.
Look at that, just wow. I said momentum swing, but it looks like it's going to be all momentum for Manly going into the break, maybe. And they need to force an error here, Penrith. They've just conceded 2 tries back-to-back. Losing possession in the early 30 metres from their own half was devastating for them. They need to have a good defensive set after your kickoff. Kick it to the corner. Limit them. Try and see if you can break them down. Slow them.
Yep. Okay, we'll bend this one back here to make it up 6, and I do have to agree. It's going to be something they have to rely on, with them just not finding too much just yet, though. Still some time to spare here. 8 minutes left in this half.
I just think Ash Kutcher, he needs to get these kicking game sorted. He's had a couple wonky kicks from the start. He's been good in other areas. He just needs to get that kicking game sorted. Kick him the corners, mate.
Yeah, that will be the instruction likely from Martin as well, just to kick to the edges and not allow them to get those wingers rolling. I mean, Weston and Booth both have done absolute damage whenever they have the opportunity to work. This Punch will take that one up to the 40.
Yeah, look, I think you just need a kick to Malachi Booth on that right edge of Manly. You can stop him from taking hit-ups, but also get at least 5 guys to try and chase that kick and tackle him. Is that 55 metres out?
Oh, it'll be Harris to kick now. Morrison will have a lot of running room, but he is swept up, though, and tackled just at the 30. Cute will end up taking another run from dummy half, and the late pass out to Punch. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 40 as well. Now, Alex Chapman out to Chapman Kenny, and they connect, and Chapman Kenny's through the line, and he takes on Dingo, but is wrapped up. And will be tackled just about at the 38. We would have called it anywhere. Diab now takes this hit up and will take it about 12 meters up further. Now's a chance to really threaten here. Alex Chapman is straight through, though. Gets a late pass out, and one that he will absolutely regret. Lewis read it well, gets the intercept rolling, and he ends up getting a ball back on what was looking like a very dangerous opportunity for Penrith.
Very lucky there. All the momentum from Penrith just got sucked out like a balloon being popped.
Yeah,
as Punch now, he'll go up, take a hit up. He just gets sly of the 40. I think there's going to be an early kick here, 40-20 maybe.
That might be what they look for. They do go to Lewis. Lewis does elect for the kick and ends up just trickling down. Won't be a 40-20 here unless Chapman Kenny steps himself out and be a pseudo 40-20, or Booth can maybe get him out of danger, but not on that occasion. Morrison will take the next run, and now that was looking quite dangerous there, but thankfully didn't end up giving away possession as Chapman Kenny through again. Now he's going to try and get up past for 40. Not quite there yet, though. That being about 35 out. Punch looked one way, goes the other. Martin not getting very far. Ends up being brought down just shy of a 30. They go left side with Crutcher. Vender Morrison. Morrison steps Booth, but runs right in to Blackburn. 2.5 gone. Seeing where they go from here. Diab takes a run on himself. Nearly got through. What a kick on, I think. I can only hope it was, because that thing came out like a rocket, but ends up going dead in goal.
Yeah, look, not what they needed there. They needed someone to take a kick, which Diab did do, but not one they needed.
Yeah, just not quite
here.
The same one that you'd probably expect out of someone like Crutcher or even Delaney. So now they have to regather themselves as Harris is laid out there. I think it was Parche that put him on. Right on his back there. I think that was Parche. Let me double check here. It is for 15 of Ollie Parche, laying out some impact tackles. He loves those. Bennett throw one tackle through another, but is going to be caught up there by Bennett.
How good have the starting core forwards of Manly been in this game? Easily the ones that get the momentum set, get a good start off to their sets. It's been tremendous to see.
Yep, it's been great work from them, and they might be able to pin them deep here as Dingo now goes through. Does open up one more opportunity perhaps here. Dingo will hesitate, then play it, then Curtin. Booth is playing well out of position there. Sent high in the air now, and Goodwin will come down with it as a siren goes, but nothing to do at the end of it all. And we go to the break with Manly up by 6, 18-12. Welcome back from halftime. This match has been an absolute barnstorm of us far. The Manly Warringah Seagulls leading by 6 over the Penrith Panthers, of course. Ollie Parche and Dustin Richards with you for this one to kick off the second half. And Dustin, it's been a definite back and forth game thus far, but Manly definitely held the momentum late on.
100% they did. You can see that in the marker work, that the lazy marker work, I should say, of Penrith, how they didn't get onside, and it just allowed for Manly to roll through the middle. Also like to note that KCK, 267 run meters at half-time for only 10 runs. Beautiful work from him.
Yeah, I mean, he had 2 massive kick returns that contributed great to his side and basically allowed them those early opportunities. Probably could have got more points out of them, though, but I think they'll have to just be content with the 12 for now. You'd see a big shot laid on there for Ash Turner, one of the recent bring-ons there, and ended up being just laid out there by Harris and really cut the momentum short in the tracks to let him get up, kind of try and regather himself, and he ended up losing 3 meters from where he was hit. Pracha there will try a deep kick, looking for the wing of Booth, but he's going to have a lot of room here. Tries to bust through there, but Chapman Kenny's there to make sure that he doesn't end up going too far out.
Yeah, look, it was a good first set by Penrith there. Going to be honest, good tackle option as well. But just seeing the Manly forwards and Malachi Booth getting in there, getting the hard yards done. They're on third now.
Yep, Oshay Ole on, I believe, was on for Joshua Blackburn as of that wing as Lewis breaks through here. Lewis nearly to the 30. He does get past it before Chapman Kenny's able to bring him down. What a difficult work they're having to do here as Harris now gets the offload out quickly to Bennett. Able to just carry himself forward. The play it now for Jimmy Ralph, who's moved into hooker there. Looks like Black Curtin has come off. Now we'll go high in the air here for Chapman Kenny. Chapman Kenny will get another set of meters, and he might be gone again here. This might be a 500-meter game if this keeps up. Chapman Kenny going coast to coast, taking it all the way to the beaches, and he'll score his second try of the match.
This is KCK's world, and we're just living in it. Look at that, baby. Another easy 100 meters added to his run meter tally. Do not want to kick to this bloke, especially if he's in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that's a risk of a high ball towards the center of the park. If KCK gets it and gets some space, he will go and absolutely put it on display there. Just a beautiful against the run of play try. And that will mean so long as Ash Crutcher can put this one right in front, which he has. And with our back all square, only 4.5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, they must have had a good talking to at half time. Do not get complacent in the second half, I reckon Martin said.
Yeah, I'm sure one of two Lachlan's on the squad. Lachlan Martin, of course, teaming up with Lachlan Sinclair. So I think Lockie, as he mostly prefers to be called, will have had some great words to say and should be looking forward to the next 35 minutes, given that they have been able to generate some momentum on this occasion. Pache running at 4 will get just inside the 20 there. Played now and out to Diab. Diab nearly through, but that's brought down. Not getting much meters there. Looked like the referee did want to encourage them to pick up a pace there as they spread it wide here. Delaney throws a dummy, breaks a tackle. Throws another dummy, but that time it was Weston that came up and was not being fooled. Dingo did come forward to try and make sure he didn't break through here, and he needed to be back there because there goes Chapman Kenny again. That's probably him up to 400 already. They didn't have a punch, and now Delaney takes a run. Get just inside the 30 here, and we'll play it there. A lot of kicking options here, perhaps. They go to Mansour. Mansour's kick took a bounce off a player. Mansour then puts on a step, but the back three were there, and it looks like everyone's going to swarm him and bring him down. The charge down was not ruled played at, so hand over Manly.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with that end result. Obviously, the kick is not what you want, but having Mansour run it up to the 10, he can make Manly work now. You have the momentum, but again, those two poor marker works, they need to get that better.
Yep, let's watch them on this occasion. This time it's Ash Turner and Pache. Turner's still off. Oh, ouch. How is that not a knock-on? Goodness me. That bounced right off. Happy with just the Falcon.
When did Mitchell Moses join the SRL? What is this? Oh, what a weird kick going into the middle.
Yeah, the kick pass. I've seen everything now. We saw a Falcon that went back to the original player, and Will K seems to have lost the plot here. Chapman Kenny even played up, wasn't even really retreating to get a kickback, and a set that starts in Penrith territory again.
Yeah, this is where Penrith want them. They're hunting for that try now, as Diab takes it up, slowly getting some post-contact meters. Going to target the right-hand side now.
Now looking to Delaney. It just looks like we're going one up here. Let's see if they try and spread it on this occasion. No, it's just going to be Alex Chapman who gets through again. It does give him inside the 10. Again, where do they look? Crutcher looked for a low ball previously. Let's see where he goes this time. Goes up high instead. Who's going to be underneath it? Looks like Booth, a taller swinger in the car, but now he might be going again. No one's going to get caught. Wow, that's a bit of a surprise to me. I thought he was going to be gone for all money, but it was Martin and Crutcher there that got back to bring him down. Bender gets an offload away. He ends up finding Ralph, pretty much tackled where he was parallel. Goes out to Goodwin. The markers were caught off guard again, and Goodwin gets up just outside the 30 now. Tried to look to the flank, but couldn't get very far. Now Mellett through. Mellett made Chapman Kenny miss, but again, they're getting back just in time. I think that may have been Pache. No, it was Martin instead. Prakash now trying to take on Turner, but can't get through. 5 out, and now Manly with a kick to potentially take the lead. It's lost, and now Diab taking off. Big boy season. Here he goes, but he's going to get caught. Well, it was a nice 40 meters while it lasted. Probably clocked up decent on the timesheets as well. And they're going to quickly spread it now. Delaney out to Crutcher. Crutcher's going to get up to the 30 already, and this is tackle 1 still. This is an absolutely dogged display here, but there's an intercept. He must have just stepped onside, surely. Ends up winning the ball right back. And now another offload that nearly was taken again. Jimmy Ralph is going to be brought down now. This is getting out of hand.
Like a seesaw, the momentum changes again. One team's up, one team's down, and boom, in an instant, the other team's up again. This is Kyle Lewis now taking the hit up. Yeah, they turned over on his back.
Yeah, they just need to quickly take things on and, perhaps just not try and act purely on the instinct that they've had, which has thankfully not heralded too much pain as that one bounces and lands with Fisher. Fisher beats an ankle tap, but Goodwin got back there in time, but it's another set starting in Manly territory. I think that's 5 or 6 of them now already. Turner gets through. Might have been obstruction from Alex Chapman. Nothing called, though. Seems like referee is really letting the boys play on this occasion. Turner tackled over 20 eventually. Alex Chapman nearly got through another hole, but it ends up being Ralph that has to bring him to the ground, but some good post-contact meters once more. Punch now for Diab. Diab looking much taller against Bennett and gets nearly down to the line. Now out for Crutcher. Crutcher will likely be stopped short here, and he is. Referee right on top of things, probably right on top of Crutcher as well. Crutcher will have to do a slow play of the ball. Punch, got it out to Alex Chapman. Alex Chapman, the grubber kick for Chapman-Kenny, and the Panthers get their second lead.
Yeah, look, it was just a great kick, a great grabber. And Chapman-Kenny, he knows where to be. He knows where he's wanted. And what a great line he runs to get that grubber try.
Yeah, this is a beautiful run.
Who was it that kicked there?
That was Alex Chapman.
Alex Chapman.
Yeah, the lock.
Yeah, look. Just all around great set from Penrith. And they were so good. I don't know how to describe it. They'd gotten that momentum shift back, but we've seen in the first half how that could easily change. As Ash Kutcher now, he'll line it up for a 24-18 lead.
Yep, everyone's been perfect thus far, even in this wet weather. That one hit the post though and stays out. Curse. Yep, we absolutely jinxed it. We're thinking 6 for 6, but now just 6 for 7, and perhaps that might be some goal-kicking woes that afflict them. Still, though, I did mention Nathan Fisher did have that solid kick return, but ended up getting them inside Manly's half. And, yeah, I mean, that was definitely part of my thoughts on what they needed to do there, is just continue to get those, because you create more opportunities when you're able to get down to your opponent's red zone. And, well, that's exactly what he did on that occasion, as Diab has driven back. I did also want to mention Nathan Fisher was my pick for the MVP for this season, though hasn't really been able to show much here, primarily because I feel like it's just been kind of quelled. But when he's had his opportunities, he's definitely pounced upon them. Crutcher now goes to Pache. Pache is driven back in a tackle there by Bennett.
You can definitely see that preseason work has been focused around KCK and how his placement in the offensive line has affected this team offensively. As this is Martin joining up, grinding past the 40. Where will they kick? Kick to Malachi Booth. Shut him down early.
If they do opt to do that, they will. It's a very high ball, not really threatening a 40-20 attempt, and immediately it's Pute that gets on top of things and brings them down. Not much gain on that occasion. Definitely like that option. As they go short to Lewis. Lewis will get inside Penrith territory, but only just barely, and helped out there by Diab doing a little roll around on him.
Yeah, look, we both, I've mentioned it before, the wrestling technique and the marker work hasn't been fantastic. Something they'll look forward to working on in this week's training session.
Sure they will, as now it'll be a chance for Manly potentially hit the front once again. Given that it is only a 4-point lead now, thanks to that conversion that hit the post, or conversion attempt rather. Lewis now over to Dingo. Dingo is wrapped up there by Diab. Diab giving up a lot of meters rather.
Yeah, look,
sent out to Harris.
We both know how important 2 points can be in the SRL. It can either make or break your season.
That's
Penrith,
damn right.
they've had a lot of breaking lately.
Now let's see if they can just hold on here on a goal line stand. Ralph out to Lewis. This will be the last once it's brought down, and he is there. Punch being helped by Alex Chapman. Ralph will look deep to Kay. Kay's bomb is towards the Chapman-Kenny. Will have it uncontested, though. The kick chase wasn't there for Manly, and a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, look, I also just think that's a bit part of Will Kay's kicking a bit too deep. They need to get it closest to the post.
Yeah, maybe we're just looking to hit it and was just outside, but either way, all that comes of it. Oh, looks like some of the Penrith players wanted to make a change, but they were running into the markers.
Hey.
Ends up bouncing off Riff, who's just come on. Was thankfully just on side because he got behind the play the ball, but just got out to punch there. So looks like those two are now going to have to combine.
I'm sure
SRL
SRL 360 side will have a field day on that play. They'll be analysing it like millisecond by millisecond. Was he onside?
Well, I'm pretty sure because the pass was backward, he must have placed himself onside, considering he ran beside or behind the play of a ball. At least if my understanding of the SRL laws of the game are up to snuff. Either way, we did see them bring on Malchus and I believe it was Riff. Yes, it was. He was a man that they only passed the ball into. Booth is shut down that time by Pute. Ole with a bit of a floating pass there to Lewis, but does end up getting there. They will bring on their new players. Manly now is going to be Blackburn to send it through, sent out a long offload, but it considered forward to try to find Mellon on a break. And a let off there for Penrith on a line change.
Yeah, look, I think Pute has been an underrated player this game, not only able to get some scoots out of dummy half to deceive the Manly defensive line, but defense-wise too, he's been sound.
Yep, Malchus there running through, got an offload away to Alex Chapman, couldn't get back to the line, or couldn't get back through the line rather, as they got back to bring him down. Martin now lays it on the third, punched now to Riff. Riff is easily forced back there. Seemed like a bit of a cakewalk there on that tackle. Punch short to Delaney. Now Turner! And Turner's through! Ash Turner scoring a try nearly under the post. That's a beautiful one for him, and one you'd very likely not expect because it's his first career try.
Oh, the second rowers on that right side of Penrith have been very sound in this game. They know their job. They've got it easy. And look, just beautiful pass. Who was that pass by the way?
I think that might have been Delaney who sent it out.
Delaney running deep into the defensive line of Manly to get that short pass off to the second rower. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, and great work by Luke Malchus as well to run through and then set up an offload that allowed them to kind of adjust to set up that opportunity as Crutch's kick is straight and true. That time, Penrith now taking a 10-point lead with 60 minutes to play. This is something that I'm sure not a lot of people would have expected. I mean, perhaps as our weekly bets will tell me differently. I don't have the data up for it right now on this occasion, but I'll have to see on that one as the Lewis to restart play. I think they actually did make a kicking change. I think Kay was kicking for them last time out, but they have switched over to Lewis for this second half.
Also, important to note that Kay and Lewis have switched sides. As
that might actually be why, yeah, because I guess you just want to have your halfback kicking.
Yeah. Kay going back to his preferred 5'8" role. As Turner now grinding the gears of Manly, getting forward.
Yep. He's been wanting to do that considering he just got the try. I'm sure that's inspired him to take a few more runs. As now to be Delaney sending it out long to Chapman Kenny. Looks like another change has been made by Penrith just very quickly there, where might have been some reshuffling of the line. Mansour now out to Malchus. And Malchus is brought down very well there by Curtin. Curtin will be taking his mark inside Penrith's 40. Delaney the kick. It's a bit of a weak kick, but it did have Dingo running back. Might give him some room to work, but wow, a great tackle there by one of Penrith defenders. I'm not sure who that was. They got up there to make it stop, but either way did pay off all of them. Ralph goes up receiving an offload though. He ends up taking it just down inside the 40. Some more great line breaks just being created by that Manly quick offload. And it now to Prakash, but Prakash can't get anything out of his hands. Arms wrapped by Malchus, brought down as well by Turner. Lewis now out for Chaz. Chaz Dingo can't get much further though. Much ends up making the stop on that occasion. Later Ralph, now Lewis and Blackburn playing in that front row spot. Looks like it's Sinclair that's been brought on here and he ends up making the tackle. Kay will try and run it forward, then puts in a grubber kick, but it bounced right into the arms of Ash Crutcher. And a big let off there perhaps, but either way, Manly not able to make the most of that attacking opportunity.
Yeah, look, the grubber kick has been shown immensely throughout this game. It could be the new meta game of the SRL. Halves, get to upgrading your grubber.
Yeah. By the way, just off topic, while we're going through this slow set here, Penrith not making much meters though, as here goes Pute now. I guess I'll have to hold my fort. It's brought down just inside Manly's 40, though. Yeah, Meadow was actually an initial. It's a most effective tactic available. So perhaps the more you know on that one if you didn't know that one at home.
Well, we're going to the fifth tackle option now.
Yep, where do they go to? They go to Crutcher. Crutcher, a little bit of a squib kick there. Booth getting through one, but ends up being brought down just about where the kick was taken.
Booth has been made to work a lot getting those kick mid returns now. They know if they can shut him down early, they can limit the offense of the Manly forwards.
Yeah, but let's see if they can do so on this occasion. Bennett is brought down by Malchus and Turner. The two have been combining well thus far, though Turner at second marker has looked a little bit sloppy there, as Blackburn is brought down there by Riff. I think it was actually the player that made that big tackle earlier, but Prakash is through the line. Prakash gets an offload away, but it's right into Mansour's hands, and Mansour nearly through. Mansour's going to be in Manly territory again with a huge intercept play. It ends up holding on and went very smartly there, giving Penrith perhaps an opportunity to pull themselves up by 13 plus. There goes Riff. Riff through the line. He's going to be down to about the 14 of Manly. And another chance. Where do they go now? Punch Martin. But no, he's tackled just inside the 10. They spread it right side now towards the open lane. Chapman Kenny nearly looking again. Can he get his mitts down? No, he can't. Ralph got there instead. Punch tried to take the run himself. His forced back, though. Does force Crutcher at a dummy half, though.
SEK at hooker.
Oh, it's Morrison, actually. Morrison to Delaney. Delaney, a grubber kick right to the corner. It's just too deep, Fisher. He tried to make an exceptional pot down, but just going to get it down in time, and Manly will survive.
8 minutes remaining. Can they get 2 converted tries? Oh, that might be a knock on.
It's off the head again.
Off the head.
Oh, that's twice. I mean, I know they're a bird team, but goodness me, you can't be adapting for Peregrine's tactics. Curtin will take it on tackle 2. They're already inside Penrith's half. Where do they go now? I mean, perhaps it's just a cackle efforts from them to head it forward either way. About 7 minutes left now, just ticking by 73 minutes. Weston will be tackled there just outside the 30. They need to try and get inside the red zone here with this run. K to Prakash. I don't think he'll get there. They'll stop him about 23 out. Prakash, looks like the markers are set now. Ralph goes back to K. K puts up a high ball. It looks like Mansour's awaiting it. Weston ends up getting up for it, though, but waiting in the wings. Ash Turner, he makes a great play to stop it in a handover.
Yeah, look, as Riff plays the ball now, he's been pretty solid. Slow to get in there. Oh, Lachlan Martin just getting through.
Yeah, nearly was intercepted there, I believe, by Mellott. But thankfully just ended up in the hands of Martin. Didn't really interrupt the play. Even though he absolutely could have been screened out by him. Munro just up to the short side with Crutcher and then Martin again. Martin taking a solid run. It seems like they're just going to try and perhaps wind some clock here. Little block play here for Chapman Kenny, though. Chapman Kenny's going to penetrate deep into Manly territory once more. Going to be tackled about where they were at a previous set. And they make something more out of it.
Out contacts there. But as they go to
the air with Cute. Cute ends up getting there, but they were waiting for him. And a good tackle there by Goodwin. Bring him down. I mean, I'm not that excited about that one because, you know, that turning into a 16-point game would be a lot different than it turning into a 4-point game. Still, only holding on for now. Defense is holding firm for the time being. Dingo able to just definitely beat a marker, but Riff got to him. Riff's not going to be set, though. Ralph, he just threw it. He delayed it a bit too much and then trying to find K's hands. Ends up throwing it ever so slightly forward. It's quickly turning over, though. Penrith now just holding strong now. So long as they can keep him here. Crutcher takes a shot from Goodwin, but holds onto the ball. I'm sure he was just trying to force it free there. Sinclair takes the run up now. Going to be tackled just shy of the 10. Turner inside ball. Chapman Kenny, I think he lost it over.
Yeah,
oh, look.
Good play to go into an inside ball into KCK, but does he get it down? Oh, I think he does.
Oh, this is going to be really close.
Angle.
Yeah, let's see. He does beat Blackburn, and I think it's Goodwin there trying to wrap him up. Let's see what the referee says. No. Didn't have control of it. Perhaps he needs the 2023 rules. Just say that it was forced to ground rather than maintaining control. But still a huge sigh of relief. perhaps not only some Panthers backers in certain margins, because that would be a bonus 40 coins. If you haven't done your SRL weekly bets, well, can't really do them now. But if you can do them, make sure you do so when they come up next, because extra upgrade packages could be crucial for all you players that may be listening in. I'm getting a bit metagamey here, but metagamey in a different sense, of course.
You get a few... play SRL Fantasy and you own KCK, you could be looking in for a good week. Just remember,
yes,
Panthers do not play next week, so maybe buy him round 3 before he has a big cash upgrade.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the price will update after the 2 games, so the Cowboys will upgrade round 3 over round 2, but that's for all you SRL players. As that kick safely into the arms of Morrison, and it seems like Penrith, so long as they don't try anything too risky here, can be able to hold on here, punch through a tackle. If they can get one more line break, it might just wind enough clock, though, to get them through to the end of this match. Crutcher, inside ball, Malchus, trying to just take a little bit more time off this clock here.
40 seconds now.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them were watching, and a lot of them are in the air here. There goes Pewd. I mentioned the line break. That might be enough time for them. 20 seconds left here. They'll probably just try and slow it down as much as they can. Sinclair got the pass away to Riff. Riff just being held in the tackle. Will he play it by 5? Let's see, when does it go? No, he holds on to it, and Penrith take their first win of the season and put Manly down to 0-1, a 28-18 victory.
What does that mean? 5 losses on the trot for Manly. Not looking good.
Yeah, well, 3 because I did include the 9s, and I'm sure a lot of them don't want to really think about that, but either way, Kane Chapman-Kenny has to be considered a player of the match here, even if just in the fullback role, a hat-trick and 458 meters. Oh, my goodness, that is...
Also, 9 line breaks. How good, how magical was that?
Yeah, first game with a new club, and you end up doing that. I do have to check. That won't be a record, of course. Eli Barnes did have a 530-meter game in Season 2, but yeah, played near flawlessly on that occasion. And for Manly, I mean, their kicking game was definitely not the same. Malachi Biff did have some decent runs there, did have 4 line breaks, but seemed okay there with majority of the kicking, 9 kicks, 205 meters. But aside from that, it was more just a mixed bag out of them.
Just think, what if they didn't change sides at halftime? A bit of cohesion slip at halftime after they changed to halves. I don't know. Yeah,
something to ponder perhaps, as that will likely see us to the end of this match. Big shout out to Nathan Fisher, by the way, for his 32 meters per run and also not laying a single tackle. What an impressive performance that is out of the way. Anyway, that will likely do us for the SRL matches today. For Dustin Riches, Lachlan Martin, and all the SRL staff, I've been Ollie Parche. We'll see you next time.